Hi there. Today's video is going to seem like it's on a very different topic, but it's in fact very related to Qi and Qigong. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with my beautiful friend, Cynthia Mora, and she reminded me of several important concepts that I'm going to share with you today. See, yesterday I went and I got my hair cut. And rather than getting it cut to my normal length, the stylist cut it much shorter, as you can see. And I wasn't so concerned about not looking good, but more concerned about not looking right. So after talking to Cynthia, I was reminded of a few very important things. After talking to Cynthia, I started doing a little bit of research. And I found some polls by major hair product companies that studied men, in particular, women as well, but especially men and their hairstyles. Right? One study found that a man was extremely unlikely to change his hairstyle after the age of 32, and that up until then, he probably only had at most 5 different hairstyles. Another study showed that a man would only change his hairstyle 3 times between the ages of 18 and 35, after which he was stuck with his hairstyle from then on. Women, however, were very much more resilient, were much more willing to change their hairstyles. So what does this have to do with Qi and Qigong? Well, in Chinese philosophy and Qi, starting from the Book of Changes, the I Ching, we recognize that all of life is change. Everything is constantly changing. From the moment we started this video up until this time, both you and I have been changing. Molecules have been moving through our body. So the specific arrangement of all of the atoms in our bodies is completely different. In fact, in just the last 30 seconds, probably several thousand, if not several million of my cells have died and have been replenished. So we are constantly changing, and the world is constantly changing around us. In order to stay fit and healthy in both mind, body, and spirit, or in all of mind, body, and spirit, we must be resilient and change as the world changes. You see, our goal is to change at least as quickly as the world around us. Because if we don't, then we start to get left behind. If the world changes faster than we do, then the net result is that we're not growing. In fact, we're being left behind and we're dying. So one of the most important things for us as humans, in order to stay balanced and healthy, is to constantly change. And if we want our lives to change, we have to change things in our life. So to keep up with this constant change, we need to stay open and stay willing to change and to accept change in our lives. So we all know the kind of stereotypical example of grandfather yelling at his grandkids, "When I was a kid, we used to so and so and so." Well, that's just an indicator that grandpa hasn't stayed up with the times. Right? He has certain thought patterns that has not kept up to date with the way the world is right now. Grandpa is living in the past. The world used to be like this. Let me live in this world. The world isn't like that anymore. So just like everywhere else, when we're doing our breathing, our meditation, when we're doing our focus, we need to be in the present in order to be the most productive and the most healthy that we can be. So for men, that includes being willing to accept change in our lives, including little things like our haircuts. So because we are constantly changing, our bodies are constantly changing. Well, we engage in practices like Qigong, which help us balance ourselves. In order to be healthy, we need to be in balance. But that by itself isn't enough. A Chinese medical practitioner or an energy worker will always seek to create a dynamic balance, meaning a balance that changes as you change. Because you are constantly changing, your balance point is constantly changing. So it's not enough to just put you into balance, because your body will, and you will immediately shift away from that, because you're constantly changing. So what we seek to do is to create a dynamic balance, a balance that will change as you change and stay and keep you in your optimal form as you change. So in Qigong, we balance ourselves, and we engage in this practice to constantly keep ourselves in balance and to make sure that our energetic body keeps up with our physical body and stays aligned. And that keeps us in power. Because if my physical body moves and my energetic body doesn't move behind it, then my movement lacks energy, it lacks power. So Qigong will keep us in balance, keep us aligned, and keep us within our power. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the explanation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll be happy to do further videos and further explanations. Have a wonderful day.